A normal morning south of Hua Hin starts quietly, and it stays that way. There's no build-up of traffic, no gradual rise in noise, no sense that the day is already moving before you are. When you first arrive, that quiet feels like relief. Your body slows down, your sleep improves, and mornings stop feeling rushed. You wake up when you wake up, not because you have nowhere to be, but because nothing is pushing you. And early on, that feels like success. But after you lived here long enough, something subtle changes. Mornings stop being empty and start becoming deliberate. You don't pop out anymore. You don't casually step into the day. Coffee happens at home, not because cafes don't exist, but because they aren't next door. Shopping isn't spontaneous. Errands don't happen on impulse. Everything becomes planned. And that isn't a problem, but it's a shift. South of Hua Hin, most daily tasks require transport. Once you're outside the main town areas, there's very little truly walkable infrastructure. You can walk, but you don't live by walking. In the first few months, that feels freeing. No pressure, no crowds, no noise. But after a year, it reshapes habits. You start combining trips. You go out less often, but for longer stretches. You think ahead before leaving the house. And gradually, without noticing a single moment where it changes, your world becomes smaller. Not worse, just more contained. Transport is where living south of Hua Hin becomes non-negotiable. You either drive or you structure your life around someone who does. There's no drama in that, no hardship, but it's constant. Every errand includes a drive, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Nothing is far, but nothing is immediate. That's very different from places like Jomtien, where some retirees can still build daily habits around walking, short trips, and unplanned movement. Here, movement is intentional. At 60 or 65, driving everywhere doesn't feel like a burden. It feels normal. It feels easy. But long-term living isn't about how something feels now. It's about how systems hold up when your energy level changes. Over time, what starts as freedom becomes dependency, not on other people, but on your own ability to stay mobile. That doesn't mean it fails. It means it asks something of you. Shopping south of Hua Hin isn't difficult. It's intentional. Local markets cover the basics well. Fresh food is easy. Daily needs are simple. But variety takes effort. Bigger stores mean planning. Imported items means a trip. Quick stops stop being quick. At first, that feels organized. You shop once or twice a week. You plan meals. You don't waste time wandering. After a year, the planning itself becomes part of daily life. You start asking questions before leaving the house. Do I really need this today? Can this wait until the next trip? Is it really worth the drive today? Those questions sound small, but they repeat themselves week after week, year after year. And that's when convenience stops being invisible and starts becoming something you actively manage. Healthcare is where this becomes more obvious. The quality of healthcare in Hua Hin is very good. That's not the issue. Proximity is. The farther you live away from hospitals, the more healthcare becomes an event instead of an errand. Not because of emergencies, but because of routine care. Checkups, follow-ups, specialist visits. A hospital trip becomes half a day. You leave early, you plan around it, you wait, you return home tired but calm. Nothing is wrong, but long-term living is shaped by repetition, not emergencies. Social life south of Hua Hin doesn't disappear, it just changes. There are fewer accidental interactions, fewer casual conversations, fewer moments where life happens around you. You don't bump into people as often. You don't stumble into plans. For some people, that feels peaceful. For others, it slowly becomes noticeable. Not as loneliness, as absence. Evenings make this clearer. Nights here are calm, very calm. No crowds, no noise, no pressure. If quiet recharges you, this feels perfect. If stimulation gives you energy, the calm eventually starts to feel heavy. Over a full year, life south of Hua Hin becomes steady, predictable, and comfortable, but also contained. You do fewer things with more intention. For the right person, that feels like control. For the wrong fit, it quietly feels like limitation. Living south of Hua Hin works best if you're comfortable driving, if routines matter more than variety, if healthcare trips don't feel disruptive, and if quiet days genuinely recharge you. If those things already describe you, this lifestyle holds up well over time. If not, the quiet eventually starts asking questions. After a year, the answer isn't simple. It is peaceful. But peace only works when it's matched who you are, not just what you imagine retirement should feel like. Get that match right, and life here feels settled. Get it wrong, and it slowly feels smaller. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Can you just do me a massive favor before you go? Just press the subscribe button. There's a lot of people watching the videos who are not subscribed to the channel. It will really help the channel out and push it to people like yourselves who are looking at retiring in Thailand. Thanks a lot. And just drop a comment down below if you've considered other areas besides Hua Hin and Jomtien for retirement, guys. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you on the next one.